for us today is AI now the lighthouse, right? So in this high-level conversation, we will explore how forward-thinking universities are reimagining their curricula and preparing students for careers in an AI-powered world. Together with our esteemed panel, we will reflect on and touch upon some very exciting sub-themes from the 3 stages of AI readiness for institutions to designing the curriculum of tomorrow, to ensuring student job readiness with AI tools and climbing the path from AI-enabled to truly AI-powered institutions. So now, for a discussion of this magnitude, we are deeply privileged to be joined by an esteemed panel of speakers who bring decades of wisdom, leadership, and on-ground experience. It is my honor to welcome Professor Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar, the Pro Vice Chancellor of JIS University, a visionary academic leader who has consistently championed innovation in education. A very warm welcome to Dr. Shiva Kumar, Chairman, HOD and TPO of Computer Science and Engineering at Sharabhasva University.
Hey everyone, am I audible, visible?
Yes.
Sure. Thanks for making it here. Harjas, can we start?
Sure. I was just introducing by the time. Right. So I'll just quickly begin with the speaker's introduction once again. So it's my honor to welcome Professor Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar, the Pro Vice Chancellor of JIS University, a visionary academic leader who has consistently championed innovation in education. A very warm welcome to Dr. Shiva Kumar, Chairman, HOD and TPO of Computer Science and Engineering at Sharabhasva University, whose commitment to student success and placements reflect the future of academia-industry collaboration. An absolute honor to welcome Mr. Shashank Kohli, Director, Executive Education, Great Lakes Institute of Management, who brings with him an unparalleled perspective on executive learning and its role in preparing professionals for the future. We are also honored to have with us Ms. Yashaswini, Director of IT at Garden City University, a leader driving the digital transformation and technological empowerment of students. And completing this power-packed panel, we have Mr. Atul Bengiri, Professor of Practice, Director at Acumen Today, bringing invaluable real-world insights that bridge academia and industry readiness. So with such a distinguished panel, we are certain that today's conversation will not just be thought-provoking, but also pave the way for redefining the future of powered by AI. And guiding today's conversation as a moderator is Mr. Harneet Singh, Chief AI Officer at Rabbit AI. Harneet has been a driving force behind our mission to make AI accessible, practical, and deeply impactful across industries. Under his leadership, Rabbit AI has emerged not just as a technology company, but as a true partner in helping institutions and enterprises navigate the AI revolution. His vision has already earned recognition at the highest levels, from being honored for AI in defense by DRDO to being presented and celebrated as the AI Entrepreneur of the Year. We are truly honored to have him moderate today's session. With that, I once again thank our speakers, our moderator, and our audience for being here. This is more than a webinar. It's a glimpse into the future of education, and I can promise you the conversation ahead will be as insightful as it is inspiring. So without further ado, let's begin. Over to you, Harneet sir.
Okay, thank you, Harjas, for giving a wonderful introduction, and thanks everyone for taking out time for joining. We're very certain. So a lot of people talk about industry, academia, collaboration, but we wanted to actually do something, start small, and this is one of such series where we have started industry, academia, collaboration. So thanks for being the early supporters of this initiative, number one. And I welcome you all. Before we go to maybe quick round of introduction for everyone, I'll give quick theory and background of why we're doing this and why we need this. And then I'll invite each one of you to share your perspectives, and then we can lay out the agenda and plan. So this is live streamed and will be joined by a lot of students, other professors, university people. So we want to create the discussion as an asset which can be helpful to the learners, the educators of tomorrow. That is one simple initiative. So, quickly telling about myself, I'm a serial entrepreneur and IIT Delhi alum. I've found 5 companies, scaled them, scaled my first company to 100 CR, bootstrapped, right? Then led on to find another company in the education space, and very recently founded Rabbit AI in London. Got backed by big tech, raised funding round, working with various governments, Oman, Australia, working with defense sector. A lot of work we have done on the AI applications, and we were working in AI much before AI was a hype. So I'm a graduate from IIT Delhi, and even in our IIT Delhi days, we used to work on AI, but we at that time the only opportunities in AI and ML were the ones for the people who wanted to go into stock market, right? Majorly finance jobs in Singapore or Dubai. These guys used to hire the top AI ML talent at IIT Delhi. So me being one of a person who's not very excited about stock market, probably that's why I don't have that much money today. So we have to rely on building business and real value. And I can't be the big bull or the stock market trader. That's what I realized. And that's the only opportunity at that time. But when Gen AI came in and AI has a lot of impact, we thought, why don't we now enter and try to change the industry with real AI applications, all the research and all the work we have been doing. And that's where Rabbit emerged, and we challenged the status quo when everybody was accepting ChatGPT's supremacy. We came up with a question in 2023: can we build models which are private, which are more accurate, which are smaller in terms of and which don't are not very heavy economically or environment wise, right? And that's where we invented small language models, fine-tuned few models for educational use case. So our models in 2023 were more accurate than ChatGPT or Claude in terms of solving physics problems, maths problems, and other academic problems. So that was one of the first projects we took up, and eventually built our models, which can be used for learning and development purpose. And of course, similar models we use in defense, worked for a couple of international navies, and now with DRDO as well. And eventually, a couple of other use cases are there, but major focus has always been on education. While doing all this, we used to employ a lot of people across the globe. But as an Indian, as a patriotic person, I always wanted to see, can we move back all the office and all the work back in India? So that's where this urge started. Yes, we can hire people in India. But when we went back to hire for the new world, the AI world, the biggest problem is readiness. A lot of people today are studying AI ML. A lot of universities are doing these kind of courses. A lot of edtechs are also doing. But eventually, are we preparing the talent for the AI world? My answer is not at the moment, because we tried hiring from top IITs, my own alma mater. We tried hiring from other institutes. People are not ready. It takes us all, as an industry, it takes us 1 year to 2 year to make them ready, and nobody waits. All of this Gen AI is invented in past 2 years. If industry has time to wait for 2 years for someone to get ready, that's not the truth. So that's where we started Rabbit Learning and these kind of initiatives where we bring insights, engage those discussions, and do something to create the education of tomorrow, to prepare the talent for tomorrow. So that's the quick background. So I'll just take it to panelists to just introduce about themselves and little bit introductions, and then we can move to the agenda of the discussion. So probably we can move to Professor
Right.
Rajendra.
And just before the introduction, just a second, I wanted to introduce Dr. Sayali as well, because the joining was late. So everyone here, we are equally privileged to be joined by Professor Dr. Sayali Gankar, the provost of MIT ADP Pune, so whose leadership and academic direction have been shaping next generation learning models. So welcome, Dr. Sayali, and we can begin with the introduction.
So thank you so very much. Good evening to all of you. It's really a pleasure to join with all of you over here. This is my third inning, and coming back to the alma mater again, because I worked with MIT group of institutions almost for more than 22 years.
enabled me to come here was that I once taught digital marketing at IIM Indore a few years ago, before moving on to higher administrative positions, first in Prestige University at Indore, and then here at JIS Kolkata. I started out as an MBA grad who didn't know computing, because at that time when I did it, there were no computers. And graduating on to a PhD where I actually started using some computers in statistical analysis, we have come a very long way. And I think today's generation wouldn't recognize what we went through, the pain of using DOS to load whatever the operating software and so on and so forth. But let's not go there. We are now in a different generation and AI is here to stay. So I'm looking forward to this discussion. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks a lot, sir. Atul?
Oh yeah, thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be amongst the luminaries here. I come from the industry academia entrepreneurial background. So having spent close to around 23 years in the industry, in parallel close to around 18 years associated with various academic institutions while I was working at Intel, where I was handling healthcare and education vertical for bringing in new use case models, new technology, and to see how technology can play a role in enabling everyone, every stakeholder, so that it's not just as an investment in the IT infrastructure, it's also about bringing in the necessary return on investment and the value creation, right? So that brought me, and rather that got me associated with various educational institutions in the APAC region for consulting, for digital transformation, for cloud computing setup, then big data, IoT, Industry 4.0, and so on and so forth. And they've been part of a few BOS committees and curriculum development across both PG and UG courses for both technical and non-technical subjects. And as an entrepreneur, this is my fourth entrepreneurial stint. I would say probably just one and a half success. All others were failure. So Harneet, I know how it is when it is to go through the journey of an entrepreneur. So yeah, I consider still being a struggling entrepreneur, right? And here I am. So happy to be here. Thanks for inviting, and look forward to gaining more insights through the discussion.
That's so humble of you, Atul. Thank you. And we move to Dr. Shiva Kumar. You're on mute, sir, if you're speaking. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shivkumar Kagi, currently serving as a chairman, that is HOD of Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Shanbaswa University, Kalaburgi, Karnataka. It is in the South India, and in South India, basically it is a North Karnataka. Yeah, it is called Kalaburgi, Karnataka. So I hold a PhD in computer science and engineering with my research focusing on genetic algorithm, wireless sensor network using an AI. And I have a dedicated 4 years of research experience where I involved in various academic and research innovations. In addition to that, I am an AWS certified educator, and I am an instrumental in integrating industry-driven technologies and skill-based learning in our university. And I brought in like AWS Academy, Oracle Academy, Red Hat Academy, even IBM. All these are been running in our university, and we are running the generative AI course given by the AWS Academy. I also contributed research papers in the field of optimization algorithm, wireless sensor networks, and I am passionate about emerging technologies such as AI, data science, and generative AI. It's my privilege to be here today, and I and I look forward to sharing the insights and learning from you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shiva. We move to Shashank. So me and Shashank have
Hi.
met earlier. So hi, Shashank. Nice to see you again.
Yes, same here, same here. It's been about a year that we met, but good to
Yeah.
see you. And thank you so much for inviting it. I think it's my privilege to be a part of this super intelligent panel today, along with you as a moderator. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shashank, and I head the executive education at Great Lakes Gurgaon campus. I have over 2 decades of experience, largely into learning. I come with a mix of industry academy experience, but even when I was in the industry, I was very closely associated with the universities across the globe in one way or the other. Either they were my vendors or they were my partners, or I was their vendor in one way or the other, right? And now I'm with the academic institution. And the role which I am in, I think it's a very interesting role because I am sort of a bridge between the executives who are working and the students who are there on campus. So I interact with both the ends. I'm involved in campus to corporate programs. I'm also involved in upskilling the workforce which is existing in the organizations, right? So I believe the topic is relevant today. This is high demand, both from the institutions as well as from the working professionals. I look forward to this conversation. I'll just keep my intro short, but I'm really looking forward to the contribution from my side as well. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, Shashank. Yashaswini.
Very good evening, everyone. Thank you, first of all, for having me in this very relevant discussion. And before talking about me, I would like to talk a little bit about Garden City University. We are in Bangalore, and we have a legacy of over 30 plus years. We started as a college in 1992. Then we evolved to become a university in 2016. Our chancellor, Dr. Joseph V.G. Then we are a state private university. We offer more than 55 plus programs across all the disciplines. And to talk about a little bit of GCU, even before we started thinking about NEP. In fact, at GCU, we are a learner-centric university. We call ourselves as a learner-centric university. And the courses that we offer and designed are in such a way that every student have the flexibility and they responsibly choose that what they want to study as their elective. And we emphasize on skill-based education. And my role at Garden City University is I operate at the IT department. I'm an engineer, worked in corporate for a couple of years, then moved to higher educational institution, started my journey at GCU. My area of focus at GCU is technology and innovation. I like to explore how technology can be used in more innovative ways across the university. So that is a little bit about me and GCU. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Yashaswini. And again, welcome you all. So let's skip to the agenda and the most interesting part of today. So see, in the past 2 years, we have seen a lot of shift. I'll say post-COVID time, a lot of shift is already ongoing. And with Gen AI coming into picture, a lot of shift is happening, right? And let's start with discussing some real case studies of how universities are able to utilize the AI innovation for any of their operations. It could be learner improvement, it could be making students ready, it could be preparing the curriculum of tomorrow or research area. So we'll start with a couple of, exact real case studies where you see the impact. A lot of people talk about AI, why we want this panel discussion to be really different from the other discussions, because we're going to drop truth bombs over here, right? What's working, what's not working, what's the short-term gain, what's the long-term strategy, where the educators, the learners, the university owners, the chancellors, vice chancellors, and even the industry people who are looking to collaborate with universities, hire from universities, what are the things they should be aware of? And as the educators, as the leaders, what do you see in your sense how universities are adopting to the AI world, with some maybe specific examples of how AI innovation is helping or what is required by majorly the Indian universities today? One example, if I start with, for example, is curriculum. If you see on the screen, from curriculum to career, right? The transformation pathway. A lot of universities today, globally, right? The curriculum revision time and date, this is typically cannot move at the pace at which the technologies are changing, and not every skill change in the industry should reflect into the curriculum. So how to devise a strategy which incorporates the needs of changing skill segment as well as can function into the university's working scenario and prepare students with the job for the jobs of tomorrow. So we'll start off with that particular thread. Like anyone can, add some insights to that, and we'll take the discussion from there. So yeah, please go ahead, Yashaswini.
Yeah, I think the context which we are trying to set up is really interesting because AI age is mattering a lot, right? And the approaches are required to be adopted, and that is expected by everyone. Because today, if you look at it, industries are expecting us to cope up with the expectations, especially in terms of skilling. And when it comes to the skilling part of it, I think what required for the institution or universities is how we can really respond through the curriculum innovation and how AI can really help us to gain that advantage which we all are expecting. So I think when you talk about that, AI using as an intellectual partner has become very essential. So may it come to the not only the curriculum but pedagogy, research, projects, internship. All this is nothing but, if you can look at it, is an outcome-based education, which national education policy or any institution expects the aims at that, right? So I think definitely when we talk about it, it's we need to prepare the students to use it, right? I think that's the main thing which is required, including faculty and staff also, because we have to work on that. But having this, it doesn't mean that the job has become very easy, because it has become more complicated. In terms of certain areas which are very important when they are going to work or join the industries. So this is to be balanced with the human skills which we always talk about. Right? So this is one thing which we need to really look into it. So AJS, we are talking about critical thinking is very essential, and how we can really work on, because today everything is available on everything, right? So if you look at it, the staff which is working on admissions can work effectively because chatbots are ready, AIs are ready, right? You have the counselor who is helping you to answer the questions, right? So bots are available. So how you are going to really give them the experience which is very important. I think that's one which really need to work on. While doing this, because AI integration definitely gives us the we can say that one of the tool to improve the quality of the performance, right? Of all the stakeholders which are there internally in the universities, and of course dealing with the external. But I think future ready, when we talk about it, I think we need to really work on these lines. So one is right from admission to the exit of the student, how his journey has been mapped in the campus is required to be looked into it. And today, if you look at it, it's not only for a specific discipline. This AI has been used for across all the disciplines.
True that.
So it's not only with the engineering, it is with the law. Today we are working on it very aggressively at MIT ADD University. How these forensic labs and AI can definitely help us, cyber security, cyber crime, all these kind of things. I think those are really, so law schools. when I was at the DY Patil University, I've seen that the medical colleges are also using AI for their the performances. Humanities, so technology, philosophy, everything is now is
Yeah,
connected
and
to
they say
the
AI is like the email of 2000s, right? When email came in, people earlier said that, oh, IT people need to use them, right? But when
absolutely.
emails became, widespread, so even the lawyers, doctors, dentists, other people, everybody, because email is a tool for anyone to communicate. Similarly, I believe AI is also a tool. So that's very valid point, ma'am, that AI is gonna be there in every discipline. So we move to next part, how it is getting integrated in various disciplines. So maybe the next speaker who's in the queue, Atul, I'll ask you, have you seen some real examples of what kind of curriculum changes are universities implementing, or in your scenario, what kind of skills are giving you the maximum ROI today? Maybe some examples of courses and programs which are giving short-term benefit to the universities.
Oh yeah, so this is where I think the interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach has to be brought in, right? When we talk about artificial intelligence, it's nothing else but a conglomeration of multiple other disciplines coming together, be it mathematics, statistics, linear algebra, and then of course the business understanding, and then algorithms, computer engineering, programming, and then the use of cloud deployment and cloud orchestration, and all of it comes together. So the line or the way in which universities would work in silos has been broken.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what every institution and every university is looking at.
Totally.
And as rightly pointed out by Dr. Sally, this is how we will be not only looking at curriculum development, but also ensuring that we bring in different perspectives.
Yeah.
Today, a student actually doesn't have to come on a campus to learn anything.
Yeah.
In a connected world today, and in the digital world, with especially the Gen Z, they are far ahead of any one of us when it comes to the use of technology or the knowledge of technology.
Yeah, totally.
Now, having said that, if we are to be at least one step, if not two, ahead of them, we definitely need to embrace AI. And the way I look at AI is, the parlance of AI is that for academicians, it is for academic intelligence.
Yeah.
For administrative, it is administrative intelligence. And assessment, assignment intelligence. So all of this is AI.
Yeah.
Right? And the way I do, or we will have to do, is that we bring about few more AIs into it, which is when I'm building the curriculum, the course outline, the lesson plan, and the assignments, the assessments, I will use AI as additional intelligence. It is going to provide me with few more inputs and insights that will help me bring in the right relevant aspects at the course level, at the lesson level, and at the evaluation level.
Interesting insights, Atul.
It's not easy as we say. This is multidimensional. We talk about multimodal AI. This is what we have been doing as academicians for ages. Today, I have an assisted intelligence. This is one more AI. Right? So assisted intelligence is what will help me when I use the tools, especially the Gen AI tools. And the problem with Gen Z is that they cannot differentiate between Gen AI and AI. They think...
I guess that's a problem with the larger audience, because a lot of people still today consider AI just as a buzzword and keyword without understanding that where it is required. So I'll tell you a very interesting story. So when Rabbit AI became a little bit of hit in UK and all, a lot of journalists came to us asking, and that was like 2 years back. And there was a podcast of mine where a journalist, respected one, she asked me, so how much we should use AI, what frequency, what use cases we should use AI, and also I gave her a very simple analogy. I said, it's like a new kid who's become an adult has got a car, right? Got permission from his dad, got a car. Now you got a car at your house, and you're asking, how many times should we drive the car? Where should we take it? What is the frequency and all that stuff? So I said the approach should not be like that. If you have a car, you have to drive it, and it should not be like that. You have to go to a sabzi mandi near your house, and then also you take the car. Availability of and freedom of having to use the car does not mean you'll use the car everywhere. There are some areas where you should walk. There's some areas you should use bicycle and stuff like that. So rather, the approach should be, what are the things which were not possible earlier, and then what has AI made possible? One quick example is, which we have built in our product, is personalized learning was not possible with human teacher. If you have a teacher and having a class of 40, 50 people, teacher can take a test and give marks to all those 40, 50 people, but teacher cannot guide each of those 50 people or 100 people individually in a one-on-one manner to tell you, boss, you scored less because you were wrong here. Your formula was wrong. Your data structures you used were wrong. Your algorithm was wrong. Your code was not optimized. That's why you scored 50 out of 70, right? So teacher cannot do, a human cannot do that to 50 people, 100 people. But the assisted AI agent, Atul, as you were talking about, those kind of agents can help each student analyze their strength and weakness. And then those agents give the cumulative summary to the teacher or the trainer. And the teacher in one snapshot knows entirely about their class. So this is one of the practical use cases we at Rabbit AI had built. And this is what we have seen, that this was not possible before AI, and now it is possible. So our approach is like that it's not that if the new technology is there, you should use it everywhere. Rather, what is the problem you are looking at? And that's where Dr. Sayali said that our critical thinking is much more required. Having abundance of tools today, I guess the thing which makes which makes a winning game or a losing game is your ability to think that where.
Yeah. So just to add on, I was coming to how we put this to use, right? So if you look at the way the curriculum is designed, it's quite methodical, it's quite structured, it is process driven, it is step by step. And these are exactly the qualities that are necessary for automation. I need a process, I need a structure, I need a step-by-step instruction, and I need the outcome. So we talk about outcome-based learning, OBL, experiential learning, right? All of these are not just the jargons or buzzwords today. With the use
That's the reality today.
Yes, with the use of these tools, what we did, I will just tell you an example. We looked at one of the important course to build not just the modern day skills, the 21st century skills, but also ensuring that the human intelligence doesn't get depleted. Just because AI is everywhere, it's like I have a hammer and everything looks like a nail. Well, excuse me, I will have to use the hammer where I don't have a nail as well, right? As you said, the car example. So one of the courses that we wanted to bring was completely different, and we thought about scientific thinking as a course. And while we looked at universities across the world who were providing this as a course, we found only one in Australia who had a course at the postgraduate level for the MBA students with an interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach. And we brought it for practicing it in India, practicing it in the sense, giving it as a course for MBA students. And this brought in marketing, strategy, data science, statistics, field work, and the human touch of not just a structured questionnaire, but a human interaction to go and interact with the identified audience to get the data so that we build the model internally. So the intent was that
Understood.
the
Lovely example.
the School of Business and the School of Computing worked together in not only designing the course, but also in delivering, in helping students evolve with all of these skills in 2 semesters, and then build a model which is being used by the next by the juniors of the seniors, by the next admission course, by the next batch, who are building in data onto it, which will help us. This is like a small language model. The SLM is being built internally. So the data is getting input into it at every given point in time with the help of the field research done by the School of Business folks and the data analysis and the complete technical aspect being provided by the School of Computing, and bringing about the local knowledge for not just the institution, but as a repository for every student to access. So, little drops of water in the mighty ocean. That's what we did.
Yeah. No, great example of collaboration. And moving on the same thread, Shashank, if I come to you, you work on the executive education. So what sort of collaboration you see working where universities can actually, not just help their students, but also help with MDP and, expand their horizon and can add value to industry, not just by providing fresh talent, but also developing or upskilling the existing talent. So your 2 cents on that, Shashank.
Thank you, Amit, and thank you, Atul, for building up that momentum. But I think I'll take a step back, not a step back, but probably a couple of steps back. Right? I think, first of all, we all should agree with one fact that academia will always be a bit behind than the industry, because whatever is developed, whatever technology is developed, first is introduced in the industry, post which the academia adopts it as a curriculum, right? When we speak about curriculum innovation specific to AI, we also need to dig deeper and understand what sort of curriculum are we trying to develop, or what sort of talent are we trying to develop through our curriculum. If I look at AI, I understand that largely there are 2 ends to AI. One is the developer, other is the user, right? Now, do we want to equip our students to how to use AI tools, or do we want them to be the creators? Because if they become the creators, they are the ones who will be able to be in probably the top 10% going forward. This particular subject is very close to our hearts at Great Lake, because Great Lakes is amongst the first B schools which introduced data science and analytics as a elective and MBA curriculum way back in 2013, when it was unheard in India. So our faculty, our people here are doing a lot of work when it comes to curriculum and involving AI in it. We have a core subject on AI, and we have an elective subject also on AI. But the first thing which I definitely always convey to our students and to other people is that AI is not a threat. Let's not pick it up as a threat. We have to understand that, we have to learn, and then we have to move forward with it. And interestingly, Harneet, as you mentioned that, I am at a stage where I deal with corporates also. And when this gap, you had initially, when you started this conversation, Harneet, you had mentioned one thing that it will take at least 2 years to get the talent in the workforce. The current workforce is not also adaptive to AI at the moment, because for them also, it's to a large extent, it's a very new subject, right?
Right.
AI is a buzzword right now. And very interestingly, if I may tell everyone, I keep getting a lot of requests from our corporate partners, our clients, that we need to train our people on AI. And when I ask them, what do you want to train them on? They say, we have no clue, you have to guide us. So that is the status with corporates also right now. And trust me, this is a fact, sir. I mean, N number of companies across industries, they say, so, and how do they begin? Sensitize them on digital transformation. Just take a workshop. Don't talk about anything. Just tell them
Yeah.
how would the world look like once you adopt the digital transformation. Tools, usage of tools and everything is not even secondary. It's like far-fetched thought for them right now. So that gap is huge. The only worry is with the speed the technology is evolving, how faster can both the academia and the industry keep pace with the development? And that is a very prominent and very important question. To a large extent, in
True
my
that.
experience, what we have done for our students. Now, AI, as Amit, you mentioned that AI is just not one thing, right? People do not even know what AI is, and Atul also mentioned the same thing. People do not know the difference between generative AI and AI, for that matter. And same goes with the students also. So what we largely do with our students is we put them on live projects with the corporate organizations, which are evolved in terms of AI, right? And these are functional live projects. So, for example, if our students from marketing, they work with certain marketing agencies who are already using AI-enabled tools for their particular work, right? And that's how they get the real-time exposure on usage of AI tools. But having said that, even tools are evolving with time and very fast. ChatGPT, what it was last year, it's not the same right now, right? It will not be the same next year as well. So even students have to keep a pace with the ever-evolving world. But again, I'll close my talk with one statement that AI is not a threat. We should not take it as a threat. A classic example, Hanif, which you mentioned. So how do people look at it as a threat? They think that they will lose their jobs. They might. There will be some, some impact on certain areas when it comes to a job as compared to AI. But let's go 20 years back, the IT revolution and the data revolution, right? When the emails came in, largest impact was on the postal services. But what happened?
Correct.
The technology generated the same sort of jobs as well. Now you do not, if someone rings your bell, it's not a postman, but it's a delivery boy to deliver goods. That was developed by technology. Right? Human race has always evolved, and we know how to adapt and adopt evolution. Even we'll adopt to this as well, right? So those are my closing thoughts on that.
Oh, thanks a lot. And this reminds me, Shashank, you mentioned this IT revolution created more jobs. So I was reading up when industrial revolution came in, and steam engines became more efficient. So people thought that now every steam engine will require less coal because they became more energy efficient. So coal mines the jobs of coal miners will go away or reduce because now lesser coal is required to run the same kind of engine. So the entire Manchester, the entire UK, the entire industrial hubs were in stress that coal miners and coal mines will lose their jobs, will lose their significance. But what happened with steam engines becoming more efficient? Engines found more applications in other areas. Like earlier, probably engines were only used for automotive. Then they found use in industrial use case, irrigation, agriculture, a lot of other use cases. And eventually the consumption of coal increased multifold from 1800s till today, right? And this whole term is called as very interesting phenomena. I read about this. This is called as Gibbon's paradox. So I believe same thing will happen with AI revolution as well, that with a lot of AI tools becoming more efficient, the automation and intelligence will find its way in various industries and new sorts of jobs will be created. What are the exact kind of jobs? I guess nobody knows, right? But the fundamentals are clear that there's a shift which is going to be happening, and the newer jobs will not require the older skills. That's a fact. So moving on to Yashaswini. So if you can, we are talking of skill. We are already here at the skill. So according to you, what are the skills of tomorrow which you think, and how you think universities are able to implement that at scale, or how they should approach implementing this change and skill development focus at scale?
Thank you, Arnie, for that question. And to talk about a little bit of context, as we are all talking about the curriculum, and even the skilling also again roots back to curriculum, right? So as in 2023, we saw how the chat GPT disrupted the technology and how we were it just drove a storm, and we were just trying to understand what is chat GPT, and suddenly the concepts of chat GPT evolved: generative AI, and then multi-agent AI, and then agentic AI, all that came. So what I'm trying to say is we are moving in that pace. The technology is moving in that pace, and so as to be our curriculum as well. At Garden City University, we follow something known as dynamic curriculum, meaning our curriculum gets revisited, re-updated every semester. Before it used to happen every academic cycle, but today I think we should see that every semester we revisit and we see that in within 6 months what has happened, and it has to come in pace, right? And then we also follow something known as AI for all. So at
Yeah.
Garden City University, we have students doing a course on AI, be it they are hotel management, be it they are fashion designing, whatever disciplinary they are studying, whatever program they are doing, they have to do a compulsory non-credit course, AI for all. So this is for them to get a little bit of understanding what is AI in their field and what is the context that they can use AI in their respective industries. This is very important because now when we say job readiness, technical, non-technical, any background of the student, the employers see that do they have the AI mindset? Do they
Yeah.
have the AI approach in whatever they are doing? And we also saw the recent layoffs that happened. The one of the main reason was also the employers not being able to adapt to AI, whatever the industry it could be. One of the reason was the employers not being able to adapt to AI. So these are few things that we are already doing. One is dynamic curriculum, revisiting the curriculum and updating as and when the technology is changing. We are also trying to be on pace, and we are also doing the AI for all approach. And when it comes to skilling, right? Um, technical students, yes, they do get the kind of training and the fundamentals of all the AI related subjects of generative AI, prompt engineering, data analytics, all that happen. And for non-technical students, as Shashank sir was also mentioning, that we associate them with the projects that the already industry has been doing in terms of AI. So they get to involved in those projects and they get to understand what is AI and what is, even though they don't have the technical skill to understand exactly the technical AI, but at least they will understand what what is that they can work towards in the coming future. And also another important thing that what I would like to also add is all this will become possible when the faculties will understand, or when there is an awareness of the AI awareness within faculties, right?
Yeah.
So we also see that we encourage, we give maximum opportunity and possibility, uh, upskilling possibilities, international exposure for faculties to first gain and understand, because faculties has to feel that this is relevant. Both
Yeah.
are learning together. Even the concepts of all the generative AI and this all the advancements in AI, it is very new even for the faculties as well as students. So we are all learning together. They are learning together, and they are teaching the students. So it
Yeah.
is important to first upskill the faculties, give them opportunities, bring them exposure, and then I think that is the right context that we set. And then I think the AI skilling and education for the students will then follow a right path, is what I feel.
Totally, totally true that. We'll move to Professor Rajendra. So you being an administrator, I want to know more about the challenges you see that to implement this at scale, right? Currently, the real challenges which are there, and probably few insights on how you are thinking to solve them, or how, in your knowledge, universities should navigate that. With your experience, probably these kind of shifts have come in 2005, 2008, 2012, and maybe 2020, and now 2025. So through other revolutions, how the academia has kind of evolved, and what are your insights on this particular revolution? Oh, my insight is that this is very fast revolution. Internet took 10 years, 12 years to become mainstream. Cloud took another 12 years, right? But AI took 2 years to become mainstream, less than that. So how, the change at scale can happen, sir?
Yeah, I think I'll take off from where Yashaswini was talking about faculty readiness, because university readiness is mostly related to faculty readiness today, for the reasons that she has already spelled out. And I think Shashank also mentioned that even executives are not really sure, those who are already in their mid-career, they haven't gone through AI at all in their curricula or later. And some of them suffered the consequences of that as well. Before I get into the faculty approaches to teaching, learning, and university readiness, I have a book recommendation because it's relevant to all concerned with AI, which is almost everybody today. This is a book called AI Snake Oil.
Okay.
Very, very, very interesting. Written by a couple of authors from Princeton University. One of them is a professor, and I think the second one was a research scholar, or is a research scholar. Arvind Narayanan is the first author. So the book talks about how AI is missold, misunderstood, and miss everything. So a lot of people, I guess, confuse types of AI, what AI can do, predictive AI versus generative AI. I think that's one of the main threads in the book, that predictive AI doesn't work, according to the authors. The rest of it works to a larger extent, to a smaller extent, to some extent, whatever extent that you are able to make use of. But coming back to university readiness, which was one of your questions, I think the faculty, first and foremost, need to be trained, need to be aware, need to learn for themselves, learn along with students, as Yashaswini also mentioned. And that, I think, is the key. I think there's also an opportunity here that we don't necessarily use all the time in higher education. For example, the methodology of teaching and learning. For instance, flipped classrooms. Now, even before AI came in, I used to give some assignments to students in IIMs or wherever I was teaching to come prepared with a given topic, a lesson, and explain it to the class. I wouldn't be lecturing. So when I posed a question to ChatGPT today in preparation for today's session as to what should be the role of a faculty member in higher education, given that AI is around us, the answer was, instead of a sage on the stage, a faculty member needs to be a guide on the side. This is what ChatGPT-5 told me today.
Nice.
I would modify that a little more in my own words. I would say that a faculty member now needs to be a coach, but a skeptical coach, in the sense that you look at whatever material the students are presenting to you individually or in groups, because 99% chances are that any assignment you give, they would have submitted it to one of the AI tools and they would have come back with something. So I think you need to be skeptical. I think you need to question them and make them defend what they have said or what they've written. Make evaluation a more argumentative tool going back to the Greek, maybe Socratic or whatever, methods of teaching and learning, where you keep questioning. You keep questioning as to why, justify whatever you have said, what are the references, what are the sources, what is your understanding of what you are saying, rather than simply, giving you reams of text or fulfilling the assignment requirements, but not really understanding what you have done, because you have not done it really. For example, marketing research is a course I used to teach. Secondary research was sometimes difficult. Now AI makes it very simple, because anything which is available anywhere, which has been put on the net, is available for AI to give it back to you in a summary form and give you a gist of the secondary research, which ideally should lead you to do some primary research. Only then will you get insights into the local situation, the local context, and so on, to make a useful insight for a marketing company or a brand to work on and to do something with. So I think these two need to work together, but that's where the faculty skill comes in. And the faculty who is used to simply lecturing and giving a one-way discourse is never going to do this successfully. And the students will easily get past him with ready-made, reams of whatever the assignment was asking for. So I think it begins with the faculty, and the faculty still has a major role to play in terms of being a skeptical coach. That is what my term would be for him. So I'll stop here and maybe come back later on if opportunity presents.
Very, very nice analogy and very nice recommendation of book. And nice rhyming you have done with ChatGPT. I must say you have good prompting skills. So prompting skills is another thing. So I say this example. So I was taking an FDP sometime back at GLA Mathura. So they called me up and I was teaching their MBA faculty. Good thing I've never done MBA, but great thing I got a chance to do that, because yeah, AI gave me that kind of exposure. But so there, what we were telling is one of the examples we discovered while brainstorming is AI tool is, again, I'll go back to the car example. I give a similar model BMW to 5 of the people, right? Engine capacity similar, specifications similar, pricing similar, tires, everything is similar. Now it depends on the driver, what is the condition and what is the output and mileage and everything they're getting from that car 5 months down the line and 5 years down the line. So that's where AI tools will also be gonna be there for, the similar analogy works. And it a lot depends on how you are prompting and how you're getting the best work done from the machine. And that's where prompt engineering as a discipline will emerge. And as you said, with students, you can't stop them from using AI, but you can make them smarter where to use AI, where to use their critical thinking, and how to use AI for the redundant work and add your flavor, your spice. I say as a cook, as a chef, right? So with similar ingredients, everybody gets different kind of, let's say they're making a Shahi Paneer, right? At the expense of making some people feel hungry. I'll take the Shahi Paneer example. So everybody will have similar kind of ingredients and spices, but the recipe kind of makes the difference, how the dish will turn out to be. And I believe tomorrow, rather than being the ingredient makers, a lot of people have to be the recipe providers and recipe experts, so that they know how to get their stuff done and add their flavor. So the chef's value will not be based on the ingredients they use, but the recipe they make. Similarly, you all will have access to ChatGPT or Rabbit AI or Claude or everyone, because these tools are available to each one of us, which is an equalizer, which is a level playing field. But I guess the responsibility and the new skilling is required, that how we're gonna use it. So moving to, I guess, Dr. Shiva. So a small question for you before we move for second round of questions.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So the question for you is, see, I'll give a context. So one of the challenges which I see with universities is that universities are not building swimming pools. And what I mean by that, so I got a my first boss, I was very fortunate to have my boss at very young age. I got a boss who's probably 60 years of age, very much experienced, and I got to learn from him. He told me, Harneet, the best way to learn swimming is jump into the pool, get a life jacket, and drag a coach with you. That's it.
Yes,
Otherwise, reading a lot of swimming books, doing, your hand and leg movement in the air, you'll never learn swimming. And
correct.
I followed that philosophy all my life in building the companies and running, whatever things we do. But I see the challenge with universities and university kids and sometimes faculty as well. People are not ready to jump to the swimming pool. A lot
Correct.
of theory is there. There's an inertia, maybe it's for the students or faculty to jump to the swimming pool, like to go to the ground to build tools, to use tools, and to learn by doing. As Shashank was also mentioning, that they do this live projects and all that stuff. Although this practice has been there for 5 to 10 years, but still we don't see much impact of that practice, right?
Yes,
Live projects and industry readiness programs we've been running for past 10 years, almost every university, some people even much before that. But why do you think we are not able to still build swimming pools, and how can we approach that? I hope this is not a very tough question, and probably then we can take this question to each one of you for 1 or 2 line summary, because I believe we need to build a lot more swimming pools.
yes, exactly, sir. Like we need to build that kind of swimming pools in the university campuses because first the faculties who has to jump into that swimming pool and learn first, and then they has to push their students to that swimming pool to learn better. Because I see most of my faculties when they come to me with some request letter that, sir, I want this, I want this. I found that the teacher's letters itself is wrong. I tell my teacher, sir, madam, sir, please use the chat GPT. Whatever you write, you please give it to him. He will correct it and he will give it to back. Once you start using it, once you start learning it, your students will also follow. Recently, I have called one guest faculty from Delhi, Mr. Shahrukh, where he was in Kalaburgi from all the way from Delhi. He delivered a course on AI, how to use an AI tools and generate one web application. In just 2 days, he thought he has taken the session for the students, and our students would able to develop a full-fledged web applications using only AI tools. So that is where the AI is making the difference in the universities. This is what is required. See, I see the being a training and placement officer. I have done more than 2,000 placements till 2021. And from 21 to 25, I have not crossed even 500. Up from 19 to 21 only, I have placed more than 2,000. But from 21 to 25, we could not cross even 500 because some HRs were telling, some news channels are telling it is because of AI, it is because of AI. But when I had a conversation, a private conversation with the HRs or my teammates or my colleagues, like my batchmates who are into an industry, they tell us that it's not like because of AI itself, only because of skill gaps. People are not ready to learn new things. They are not ready, even though the companies are giving chat GPT pro version, enterprise pro version to their employees to use and make a productive use of these AI tools and work in the industry, but they are not ready to even log in to those chat GPT use platforms. So that is wherein they are made forced to laying off those employees who are not ready to equip with the current technology. So this is what the answers I found from the various industry leaders where I interact with them in the various forums. They clearly tell me that there is nothing like AI is eating the jobs. It is only the learning phase. The people who are having more than 20 years, 30 years of experience with high packages, even though they are being provided with the enterprise model softwares to use for the productive use, they are not ready to use the tools efficiently. And when they see the history, how the users are using, nobody is that interested. They are still want to continue the same traditional kind of job. But that is not accepted in today's world. That is what where we are finding, and we are also evolving with such AI tools. So daily, I see one AI startup company daily on an average. Daily one AI tool for one task. You want to develop for web application development only. I found more than 100 plus tools ready now. You just give in English what you want, what type of web application you want to build. It's giving you full-fledged demo with demo. Even some AI tools are connecting the databases also. That's really scary, but it is very productive.
Yeah. So lovely insights. And I guess that's the case, that's where I said that building swimming pools is very much required, and building swimming pools is a two-way game. One, building that kind of environment where people can jump into the water. Two, building that mindset that they can jump into the water. And I guess that's where, and both these tasks can be very well done by the university. Just a personal experience, and that's where the Gen Z angle also comes in.
And
Once a challenge.
sorry to interrupt, sir. Most of my like batchmates who are in industry, who are at a very good position and very good packages, they used to say that like we sleep today night in the home, and the next morning the new technology, the new tool is evolving. Even we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. They are into the fear, even though they are highly skilled and they are into the AI tools, they are into AI, everything is done. But still, those experts only have a fear in the mind. Oh, tomorrow what I need to learn? I don't know. Every day they have to learn something new. This is what they have expressed to me whenever we meet.
True. And that's a mindset universities need to build for learners and even industry. And that's where, the collaboration should aim towards building the swimming pool and building the mindset to jump into that pool. So we are just nearing the summary of the panel. We'll close it in next 2 to 3 minutes. So maybe just one word, one phrase, one line summary for each of the esteemed panelists. And we'll keep doing such sessions and, keep building upon these discussions. And one of the things I want is we want to do some real collaborations, right? Even with the viewers, even with the people who are here, that together we come, we network, people meet people, and good things happen, right? AI is gonna be there. We all need to team up, collaborate, and see how we can build good use cases for the nation, for the country, for our youth, for employability, and for readiness of students. So this is the aim, and I hope we were able to discuss a lot of collaborative ideas, a lot of case studies. So I'll move to every panelist, right, to just summarize in one sentence, and then we'll close that. And it was really lovely hosting you all. Yeah. Maybe we'll start with Atul to share, or Professor Sayali, she has to leave. If you are still here, maybe you can just summarize, and then we go.
Yeah, I think the AI is definitely, we can say that it's a tool and engine, but then we need to keep it in mind that driver is required to be a human.
Yeah.
So that we need to keep it in mind. And of course, how universities can create the world where they can give the hands-on experiences to the students, interdisciplinary projects, right? A good faculty who has that understanding and setting up the context along with, as I have said, the critical thinking and especially the ethics part of it. I think this is what is required to be taken care by the backbone of any education system. That is, the responsibility lies with the faculty members. So I think those things are very essential. And of course, it should be fun rather than, because today's kids, they are not like working on computers and then doing it. So how can we really make it very playful and the labs and everything, so that they have that engaging experience in the campus. So that will definitely help us, and they can be then the future the employees or future generation for the country. Thank you so much. Please allow me to
Bye.
Bye. See you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was lovely meeting all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Atul, Professor Rajendra, and Yashaswini, if you can give your closing notes. So we are towards the end of the session.
Right. So the way I look at it is these are the 3 T's that we need to look at, right? So we do have the tools, techniques, and technology at our fingertips. The way we use is the way we shape our future. And that's the key. And for all of us as educators, as rightly pointed by Professor Rajendra, we are not a sage on stage, nor a guide by the side. We need to be the coach for the couch potatoes, right? So that being the case, I think there is more responsibility on us of being the Krishna. We just celebrated Krishna Janmashtami. So we are all the Krishnas, the charioteer, right? So,
Arjuns of tomorrow.
The Arjuns of tomorrow. And Arjun is already equipped with everything.
Yeah.
It's only that the direction is needed. And that's where I think we need to upskill and upscale ourselves.
Yeah.
Because our responsibility is even more than what it was yesterday. And it is being redefined, redeveloped, and challenged every day. So it is the relevancy that we need to bring in. And I've seen this, just last note, okay? I've seen this across different institutions that, especially with the faculty, we are using it left, right, and center without knowing that our students are even better at it.
Yeah.
So I keep saying this, and I end it with it. We do have the tools and the techniques, which is making our life easy, but you don't become lazy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sure.
so
Thank you, Atul.
thank you.
Can I pitch in?
Yeah, please.
Following what Atul sir was saying, there's a saying which says AI does not succeed just because it is smarter, but it will succeed when our people are trained to grow with it. So even in our case, or even with our faculties also, our chancellor always says, faculties will never be replaced with AI, but faculties who are not who does not have AI knowledge will be replaced by another faculty who has the AI knowledge. So faculty readiness is the key, and having an agile curriculum where we constantly keep updating and meet the industry standards. And also, the most important thing is to create the students not just for job readiness. To creating the students for job readiness, not in terms of just the technical skills and soft skills, but also creating them to have the right mindset,
Yeah.
make them goal oriented, and most importantly to develop a lifelong learning mindset with them. That is my conclusion.
Great. Professor Rajendra.
I would say these are testing times for both faculty and for students and administrators, definitely, for all of us. But definitely they're not as horror-filled as some people make it out to be. I mean, the scenario is one of hope and one of increased productivity overall, which will benefit most of society if we are able to tune ourselves in. That's about it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone. And even I like to thank the entire team of Rabbit Learning and courtesy Rabbit AI. So Rabbit Learning is a kind of social arm of Rabbit AI, where Rabbit AI's team has given out a lot of curriculum at zero cost for universities, for a lot of educational institutes. We do a lot of hackathons and all to upskill and get the talent ready for even our parent company Rabbit AI plus other areas. So we work with a lot of colleges and universities across the globe, in India as well, where we pick up the students and make them jump into the swimming pool by building live projects like AI in finance, AI in healthcare, AI in pharma, for MBA courses, as well as for BTech courses, because we believe that intervention is required. And it's not just Rabbit's team, it's industry experts, our customers, our clients, our partners, who come together and work on a boutique set of batch to prepare the talent of tomorrow. We believe in farming our own food. And that's one strategy which has worked for us. So, because as I said, that the biggest thing we can do is, as Atul, you was saying, that being the Krishna, students are very smart today. And most of the times you just need to give them a problem statement and enough incentive to work on that. And we can actually create a lot of good talent from there. And one of my personal missions is, the reason I came back to India is to create the next set of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk from here. It's a big mission, but I want it to happen in my lifetime, that we create from rural India, from tier 2, tier 3 India, we can create lifelong learners, impact creators, and entrepreneurs who lead this revolution, right? We set the base for them and who lead this revolution towards developed India, towards Viksit Bharat as well. So with these lines, I would like to conclude. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in this mission of making India AI ready. And I will also thank the organizing team, Harjas, Riddhi, Pranur. Thanks a lot to them as well.
Thanks to all of you. All the best in your quest.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to keep being in touch again for more sessions, bigger sessions and all that stuff. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, everyone. Bye.
Nice meeting everyone. Bye.
Same here, sir. Same here. Yes. We'll be in touch.